Welcome to Kabbalah Daily, where ancient wisdom meets modern life. In today's episode, what Kabbalah is and isn't. Kabbalah has been misunderstood for centuries. It's been wrapped in mystery, misused for personal gain, watered down into pop culture trends, or confused with the occult. But Kabbalah is not about casting spells or reading your destiny in the stars. It doesn't promise quick fixes. It doesn't deal in fortune or fame. In fact, the authentic Kabbalists throughout history avoided the public spotlight. They lived modestly, often anonymously, and dedicated their lives not to spectacle but to inner development. So let's be clear, Kabbalah is not a product, it's not a brand. It's a lifelong process of inner correction, of tuning the soul to receive reality as it truly is. The red string, at best, it's a symbol. But Kabbalah itself is about something far deeper than wristbands or mantras. Let's start at the root. The Hebrew word Kabbalah comes from the verb lekabel, which means to receive. But what are we meant to receive? Not material gifts, not blessings from above in a superstitious sense. Kabbalah teaches that we are built to receive the light, a force of pure fulfillment, harmony, and purpose. But there's a catch. We can only receive it when we've become truly capable, not intellectually, internally, morally, spiritually. Kabbalah doesn't offer knowledge as mere information. It offers knowledge that must be lived, internalized, embodied. To truly receive, one must be transformed. That's why Kabbalah isn't for the curious, it's for the committed. This surprises many people. Kabbalah is not religious. Yes, it comes from Jewish texts. Yes, it uses Hebrew as a metaphysical language, but it doesn't require you to convert. It doesn't ask for belief in any dogma. In fact, authentic Kabbalists often said, "Don't believe, verify." The great 20th century Kabbalist Yehuda Ashlag described Kabbalah as a science, a method for discovering the upper worlds, layers of reality beyond the five senses. And like any science, it's based on observation and law. You study, you apply, you observe change. If your intention is correct, results follow, not miracles, but perception. In this way, Kabbalah is radically empowering. It puts spiritual evolution in your hands, not in the hands of priests, prophets, or intermediaries. According to Kabbalah, reality is divided into two fundamental forces: the light, the giving, infinite source of fulfillment, and the vessel, the receiving creation, which includes you, me, and all conscious life. The light wants to give, the vessel wants to receive. At first, this sounds beautiful, perfect harmony. But here's the paradox. When the vessel receives only for itself, the light becomes painful. It becomes unfulfilling, empty, fleeting. This is the root of our modern condition. We chase desires, gain success, pleasure, admiration, but still feel a void, because we're receiving in the wrong way. Kabbalah teaches us how to transform our vessels, how to receive not for the self alone, but in order to give. This subtle shift changes everything. It's not about doing good deeds, it's about changing the intention behind every desire. For centuries, Kabbalah was restricted. Only married Jewish men over 40 were allowed to study it. But not because it was elitist, because it was dangerous, not physically, but spiritually. Kabbalah is powerful, and if approached with ego, greed, or unprepared desire, it can backfire. It can inflate the self instead of correcting it. But today, the gates are open. Why? Because humanity is evolving. The suffering of the world has ripened us. We're no longer satisfied with material explanations. We crave depth. We ask, why am I really here? And that question alone qualifies you. Kabbalists say, when the student is ready, the wisdom finds them. If you're hearing this now, consider it an invitation. So what can you expect from studying Kabbalah? Not miracles, not instant enlightenment, not perfection. What you can expect is clarity, You begin to see life not as a series of random events, but as a system, a perfectly balanced mechanism designed to guide you back to your root, to the point of unity with the light, not through suppression of the ego, but its refinement. Kabbalah doesn't ask you to renounce your life. It teaches you how to use it as your spiritual laboratory. Every relationship, frustration, success or failure becomes raw material for growth, and through it you begin to see the hidden patterns, the laws that govern reality, and most importantly, your unique role within it. So let's return to the question, what is Kabbalah? It's a map of consciousness, a science of intention, a method of returning to the source. And what is it not? It's not fantasy. It's not dogma. It's not something to dabble in once and forget. It is, quite literally, a way of life. In the coming episodes of Kabbalah Daily, we'll walk through key concepts. What are the 10 Sephirot? What is the tree of life really about? What is ego? What is light? What is free will? Each episode will offer you a window, not just into ancient wisdom, but into yourself. If any part of this resonates, don't ignore it. The soul responds to what it recognizes. Let that recognition guide you. You don't need to believe anything. You only need to observe, reflect, and receive. Welcome to the path. Welcome to Kabbalah Daily. Thank you for tuning in to Kabbalah Daily. When you have seen everything, comment, "I am ready to receive," as our secret sign that you are a true follower of Kabbalah. If this sparked something in you, subscribe and like for more weekly insights. Share this with someone who's ready to look deeper. Until next time, receive with intention, give with purpose.